A heartfelt message to family, friends, and fans about the road ahead. Thank you to every person that has reached out, called, texted, DM'd, connected through a friend, etc. It has meant a ton to me, and I'll try and get back to all of you soon. No chance. Just want to let...
No way. I'll let you know.
There's no chance. I understand what he's saying. I appreciate it. This message, though, I do believe is probably like,
hey, thanks.
This is
I'm not reaching out.
And I'm not saying this as judging him. I'm saying this as judging me as a person who has gotten a litany of texts a couple different occasions from people saying very nice things. And it is, you literally have to be up until 7 a.m. because it starts a conversation. So I'm just assuming that he will not be getting back to everybody. I mean, he's completely heartbroken and moving through all the emotions, but deeply touched and humbled by the support and love. Please keep me in your thoughts and prayers as I begin the healing process today. Thank you. Forever. Love you.
Exactly.
If we're reading emojis.
Yep.
The night is darkest before the dawn, and I shall rise yet again like the dark night. Right? That's a Batman quote.
Yeah, yep.
Proud of my guys, want to know. Hashtag backwards jet. So whenever we're talking about a guy coming back, that's what a message would sound like.
For sure.
So there were some question marks on whether or not a 39-year-old man who already has a Hall of Fame resume, is already wealthy, has the capability to literally go on and do whatever he wants. Did he think that this was maybe a sign from the universe? Like, yep, should have just stayed in Green Bay. Whenever they told you it was over, you were going into the darkness, 80-20 anyways. Go ahead and get done. People were talking like that. People were saying it was going to be tough for a 40-year-old man to come back. That narrative was getting a lot of traction. Well, why would he? Why would he want to come back at this age with everything he's done? And then the humans that know him pretty closely, and I'm not saying I'm one of those people, but whenever you talk to those people all say, you think like the most competitive human that you've ever met, that just so happens to also be a hippie, is going to go out like that? You think everything that happened in New York leading up to that debut, the movie that was being written in real time at the Knicks games, in the Rangers games, in the Broadway shows, in the entire city saying, Aaron, we love you. And then the September 11th American flag jog and the place go crazy, and Hard Knocks being basically a showcase of this entire story. You think you think 4 plays is how that whole thing is going to end? There's no way. AJ got on and said, yeah, he's playing football again.
For sure.
I would think he's playing football again. That message said the same thing. You read it exactly how I did, Ty?
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe if this would have happened week 8 or 9, then maybe it's like, okay, he's already taken 8 or 9 weeks worth of hits. And then, on top of that, who knows when he's going to get back? Are they going to be in playoff contention? Guy didn't even get to complete a pass as a Jet. There's just no way. There's no way he's going to end things like this, especially now if he would have had a bunch of success in Green Bay last year and they would have made the playoffs and made a deep playoff run, then maybe that changes things a little bit. But just look at everything that we've seen so far leading into the season. Like, he knows he has more to give, and this is just a nightmare scenario. There's no way one of the greatest players ever is going to let this be the lasting image people remember him by.
We brought it up when we were talking about Zach Wilson and moving forward, but that was a real conundrum, I assume, for the New York Jets franchise whenever they're thinking about bringing in a veteran. And then they talk to some of these veterans, and they're like, well, if they're willing to play now, if it goes well with the team that we have that's very young, which was obviously one of the reasons why Aaron was like, yeah, that team looks like a team I'd like to go to. Top 3 defense, the weapons are there, the market is there, the fans are yearning for a dub, so that's always a good place to go and win. So if it does go well, what do we do with the veteran? What happens with the veteran quarterback next? And then does Aaron, what happens? And then Zach, there's so much going into a decision that they have to make currently. I think Aaron projecting that he is, seemingly
hold my spot
coming back. I think that's good news for the Jets organization as a whole as well, with the decisions they're going to have to make going forward, because I think they're going to make the playoffs still. I've said that. I think this Jets team is so good. I bought in to Zach Wilson becoming a little bit better NFL quarterback from the couple months that he got a chance to watch Aaron behind the scenes do his thing, because I think on-field will change for Zach Wilson when off-field changes for Zach Wilson, when he has a little bit more of a relationship with people on the defensive side of the ball. So whenever he's asked a question like, do you think you let them down? He doesn't just say something stupid, because he's not just talking about friends. He's only talking about football in the locker room, watching Aaron operate and hang out with Sauce and be on the defensive side. I think that's going to make Zach Wilson a better quarterback. Now, does that mean I think that he's going to be an elite quarterback this year? No, but I think he will be better than what he has shown in the past, and I think they're going to have success, but I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl. Not going to be able to do it. So if you're GM and you're like, all right, we have Aaron Rodgers next year, and we know what's happening, you can start kind of forecasting, thinking what you want to do, what we need to do, and then a whole nother year of a honeymoon phase is happening with Aaron and the Jets. So the story almost gets even better because it's been built up for 365 days. Good news is what I read in that Instagram post.
Well, and everybody, too, on that team, they also aren't getting this experience this year. So if there's ever a motivation to come back, like it is with this team. I doubt anybody wants to leave after this year no matter what happens because they didn't get the full experience what the offseason was. And even on defense, I think it was Al Woods, and it might have been Quentin Williams, it might have been Clemens. They were talking, I think it was in the first or second episode of Hard Knocks, like, whatever you hear about Rodgers is a lie because he is the absolute man. And that's two D tackles talking about Aaron Rodgers. So I assume every single player on that team, they're not punting on this year at all. Obviously, they're still going to play their asses off. But there's got to be something in the back of their mind like, hey, next year when Aaron comes back, we all got to be here because we got to see what actually happened.
And we've kind of seen that Joe Douglas and the organization will go all in this season. They did it with weapons. Guess what they're going to do offseason? There's going to be a lot of new offensive linemen probably on that team.
We would assume some dollars are going to be spent on some big boys. Yeah. If we had
Aaron's
to
going to
guess.
see that, and he's going to be – I agree with Tyler, like week 8, 9, and if it would have went 12-month recovery and it would have came back week 8, 9 next year, that's a whole different story. This was – he's going to be ready for the beginning of next season. Like that's huge for as far as his thought process goes, I assume.
You talk about Aaron Rodgers coming into your building. Obviously, it lifts everybody up. How do you handle a devastating play and then still know that there's hope? Like Salah, there was a lot of
Great screenshots.
and then all right. And
you know what he's doing.
Then 10 minutes
you know
later,
what he's
Salah.
doing that whole time? He's trying to figure out in his own mind, what the hell am I going to say to these
Yes,
guys?
that's what I'm saying. Like, that is a lot for him to have to figure out. What's the messaging? Because he's got to get these guys to believe now.
just
The
what he
reason why we're believing for the entire offseason is because we have a guy named Aaron Rodgers here.
Yes.
Now, Aaron Rodgers is not here. Hey, we still got a good enough team. We just beat the Buffalo Bills. I guess that is probably what he's saying. That's what he's leaning on.
You have to. You remember when I walked in and we lost all the quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
We signed Lindley and Freeman on a Tuesday, and I told everybody just, hey.
Don't watch practice.
Yeah.
That's what Chuck said.
So he walked in and did the same thing and said, hey, Zach's our guy. This is his team. We got a lot of.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.